You can just raise your hand and we'll unmute you. Chaitra ji, would you like to share anything? Maybe your intro and your experience in the workshop till now? Should we unmute you, Chaitra?
Yes, good morning, sir. Actually, I have practiced today this pranayama and all, sir. I'm feeling little relaxed, and I have some allergy problems, so continuous sneezing and like that. So is it good for allergy this thing, sir?
The thing
if
is,
I continue, yeah.
Got it, Chaitra ji. The thing is, whenever you do any pranayams and the meditations and the Sudarshan Kriya, what is it doing is bringing harmony into the body. The more harmony is there, you are in a state of homeostasis. It remains in that equilibrium in the body. And in that equilibrium, your body is able to fight off a lot of things. So sometimes allergy, some of a few things do go off quite easily. For sometimes it might take long.
Okay. But actually, like today, like I don't have sneezing and all after doing that, but light headache is there.
That's okay. Drink water. Drink lots of water. So that because when you do a lot of pranayams, a lot of
and daily I'm practicing the Surya Namaskar also. After that, I did
That is good. Along with the Surya Namaskar, after that, if you do the Sudarshan Kriya, it will really, really help you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ali Karandeji, she wants to ask something. Please unmute.
I don't want to ask anything. I just want to share my experience.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. Very good morning, sir. And ma'am. Because of the today's situation, like core branches getting closed and all, I was under mental tension. I'm continuously under mental tension, and trying to find out where can I find answers to my questions and all that. So the thing is, this course is helping me to find out that, and I felt very peaceful, calm at my mind, after attending the course. And this breathing exercises, I think it gave me a lot of energy, because another problem with me is I get tired very easily. So yesterday when this Sudarshan Kriya was done, I was very much active till. So that's the difference which I found. And thank you very much for exposing me to such kind of thing. Thank you.
Lovely, Rupali ji. Very nice.
Thank you so much, Rupali ji, for sharing your experience. Komal ma'am, you can unmute.
Hello, good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning to you.
Sir, actually, I have an allergic problem. Whenever the weather will change, I have a breathing problem. Get a breathing problem. So that's why my cough will increase and my chest will block. So I do a pranayam from last 4 to 5 months. Whenever my allergy is increasing, but I got very difficult to do this exercise.
Yeah, it is a question of the chicken and the egg. You think that by not doing the problem will get solved. Which one to do first is a question, right? Right now, when you are not in a position to do, the solution is also not helping. So the best thing actually is to do, even if it's a little difficulty, do it. Yeah, have some warm water, clear your throat. And morning when you wake up, it's a good idea not to step on the floor which is cold. Yeah. Okay, and also in the night after 6 p.m., do not eat food which increases the phlegm in the body, like curd or any such things which increase phlegm in the body, avoidable in the night.
Yeah, actually, I am avoiding these things. I also don't take milk, curd, the milky products. I'm not taking that.
Yeah, some people have a little intolerance to that. Yeah.
Yes, but now I'm feeling much better.
See, the thing is, I think we need to unmute everybody because it's, and just have the speaker. Yeah, you can unmute the.
सर को भी म्यूट कर दिया हमने.
Okay. Allergies can be taken care of by improving the immune system. And the immune system can be improved by the pranayams, meditations, keeping your body in that stable state of mind. Yeah. So like like Chitraji was saying, or who said that, there was too much stress at this point of time, and these meditation and breathing techniques are helping. And also it is improving the energy. We told at the beginning of the program that stress is too much to do, too little time, and lack of energy. The moment the energy increases, you are able to do more. Yeah. The only way to do more is to increase your energy. And all these techniques will really, really help you to improve your energy, especially the Sudarshan Kriya practice on a regular basis. We'll teach you how to go and do it at home and how to practice it. By tomorrow, you would have a good idea how to practice these things at home. Yeah. Yeah. Can you unmute?
I think that will be the last sharing that we'll take up before the session.
No, there are two more people who have raised their hands. We'll just take off those. Balchandran and Komal also will take. After that, we'll start.
Koili ma'am.
Yes. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes,
absolutely.
Sir.
Yes. Sir, actually, these exercises are really very good. I am actually involved in yoga practice, actually not regularly, but every year I conduct with Art of Living only. And some respective teachers will come to our college and teach us. And the entire college, I'm telling you, the entire college, we have a very big college from dental, medical,
Which
nursing.
college is that, Koiliji?
Chettinad Academy of Research and Education, sir. It is a university.
Okay.
Under that, there are so many constituent colleges. I have to actually hire one ballet, means what you call big hall for this pranayam practice. Yeah, and we are doing it from 2015 onwards. So my thing in this FDP is really, it has worked like a magic. Means even yesterday at home, a situation was there where it was so much stressful, but somehow I saw in myself that I could handle that situation and I was calm. Means which never happened before. Means it was like a magic. And at night I was thinking, how could I manage that in such a nice manner? And I was really very calm. Means okay, in the what you call at the zero line, I was never getting higher, and I managed everyone properly. So really, it worked hard. And second thing is the amount of energy which you are telling. It really has improved a lot. Means after returning from office, I won't feel so much energetic, which I'm not feeling for last 2 days. I have, these are the small, maybe it may be a small change in me, but I have seen it. So.
Today's session, by Koiliji's description, we have almost ended today's session. It's all about stress, and she's given all the answers.
I took a lot of time.
No, not because of the time. I'm saying you've given all the answers that are required, not the time, ma'am. What I'm saying is, whatever you're experiencing, what happens at the level of the experience and what happens when you speak are two different things. You have experienced it, and that gives the answer to the entire session in a way. Yeah. But yeah, Balchandran ji,
good morning, sir. And first of all, I need to thank the organizers for doing this, and you too for delivering a very nice one. And being a 50+ faculty member, I have some issues of sitting all the time because of the COVID issues as well. And this particular FDP has given me much of energy. And I do practice some amount of yoga in the morning. And now I am reinforcing it by whatever you are telling it. There are some issues, particularly from my side, which needs your answers, even though it will be common for everyone. I have some issues of eosinophils. That is in a cold season, that is during the November, December, and January, I usually get my nose blocked, and that is where I started doing pranayama and some few exercises. The problem I know and I understand that is I do exercise by jogging in the morning, but I left it long back, and this particular FDP has helped me a lot to get back into full energy, and hoping the best. And I thank you again, both of you, sir, yourself and Vijay. Thank you.
Thank you, Balchandra. Many of us seem to have this problem, and post-COVID, this because when the lung capacity is a little more deteriorated, people who have gone through COVID or even with whatever fear and anxiety and stuff like that. So these practices will really help. At the beginning we said that you use only 30% of the lung capacity. If you were to actually use up 100% of the lung capacity, you would be a lot better. So many of us said that there is a nose block. Then you will say, oh, because of nose block, I don't want to do anything. It's better to do Bhastrika and get rid of it. Or maybe do a steam inhalation and then get to do the practice. Do not stop your practice. When you learn something good, it's a good idea to implement it, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Otherwise, right. Perfect.
Otherwise, what will happen is you learn this and then you will forget about it and you go with life as though there nothing happened, normal. Then you will come back 10 years later. Oh, I learned something 10 years back. Why didn't I practice it?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, when I did this program some 24 years back, I had about 50 people on this program. Okay. And if I were to look at it, I have not met the other 49 people at all. But I did meet one person after about 5-6 years back. That's about 18 years later, where he said, and he was very sick at that time. And he said that, oh, I did a big mistake of not having continued this practice. So what I'm saying is whenever you get something good that is going to help you in your life, stay with the practice.
Yes, sir. Sure.
I would like to add to Rajiv sir's viewpoint. Actually, I did my first course with Art of Living around 5 years back. That was happiness course. And that came as an anniversary gift from my husband.
Wow.
So I was so blessed after doing the course, and that day itself, I decided I'll ensure that as many people I come across to meet in life, I'm going to just push them towards the course. I'm going to ensure that more and more people draw benefit from it. And this is why I conceived this workshop also, that many people get exposure to it. Otherwise, also I ensure that at least I get 2 people enrolled in a year for this workshop.
Chitraji, good effort. Great stuff.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. You have any question? Okay. Do we want to do a refresh on whatever we learned yesterday? Then I'll come to the actual, we did speak about some of the things as we answered the question, but then we'll come to the core of it. Before that, if there is any questions on the yesterday session and we can do a quick recap on yesterday's session, that would help all of us. Yes. Okay. What did you learn last evening? Because that would lead me into this session. Sorry. What are the different things you learned last evening?
Sir, do not be, the last point that we learned was do not be a football of other people's opinion, because opinions.
Why should we not be a football of other people's opinion? Let me put the ball back into your court. I want some answers on that. They keep changing?
Because their opinion keeps changing.
Okay.
So we should be our own selves, I think.
Okay. Does your opinion about your own self keep changing?
At times, sir. At times.
So if you look at it very objectively, your opinions are changing. Opinions of people about you are changing. Then holding on to something which is so fragile, does it make any sense?
No, not at all.
Isn't it? And it's a constant, continuous thing. It's not going to be one, today opinion, 5 years later, another opinion. Even a good can become bad, bad can become good, isn't it? And one important question is, you like to have an opinion about other people, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So can you give others the freedom to have that too?
Yeah.
Why they have to have an opinion about you that you want to project? Give people the freedom as well, right? Yeah. Very nice.
I think Vishnuji has raised his hand.
Vishnuji, yeah, go ahead.
Vishnuji, you can unmute yourself.
Vishnuji wants to express something.
Sir, I want to say something, sir.
Okay, Vishnuji, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
go
we
ahead,
can hear
Vishnuji. We can't hear you now. We were hearing you at the beginning, but we can't hear you now.
Starting yoga doing, na, sir. Then I feel very big change in me. And when I used to chant Gayatri mantra, sir, and it revolves me a lot. And in my academics I was, and there I feel very change in the learning process of every subject, sir. When I was there is a sum of integration. I want I able to do the integration with the help of differentiation. That is the reverse process, sir. And in the chemistry subject, I able to know the organic chemistry, which I never seen so little, sir. So I changed fully in yoga, sir.
Very nice, Vishnuji. Very nice.
Sir, it feels me energy in me, and it is a positivity. I revolve, and I say the people which told me that you will not do, you cannot do, or all that, no, sir. And there is a revenge which I take from them, sir.
So that's okay, Vishnuji. I will just the revenge that you take. So that should not be the space. Yeah, when somebody says I cannot do, you cannot do, and you do not be a football of their opinion, then you are able to move forward, isn't it? You've given the example of your own life, isn't it?
Sir, it is a positive revenge. I am not attending to that or harming that. So if any person recognize that he cannot do, I suggest him he can do it. Yeah, sir.
Yeah, correct. So there you have to understand two things.
And I also suggest yeah, sir.
I understand your point. The thing is, there is two things here.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, one is when somebody says you can't do it, it invokes a certain sense of ego in you. Okay, sometimes. So it should not be the ego. When somebody tries to say something negative, it should invoke a sense of valor in you. And that valor will give you, in ego, there is a small difference between ego and valor. Yeah. That ego should, sometimes what happens, that ego, when you are in that space of ego, when somebody starts pushing you, you might either go up or down. When you can remain in that stable state with yoga, then it doesn't bother you so much. You take it on your stride and move ahead.
One thing is that, sir, I did not sleep a whole night, sir. I am doing chanting Gayatri mantra, and the energy which is released in my body is very positivity. Is there something? And I want also to say something that Gayatri mantra is very powerful, sir.
See, you know, all these mantras are definitely powerful because they have been here from time immemorial, and those vibrations have been there in this place. So whenever you hear the mantras, you feel a sense of connection.
Yeah.
So that is why in Sanskrit they say as mantra snan,
sir,
having a bath with the mantra.
Okay.
So sir, good.
It gives me an energy of full sleep, sir, of 6 hours, sir. I want to say.
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything of sleep. And tomorrow somebody will say, okay, let me just chant the mantra and not sleep. Sleep is equally essential. So let's not get any such ideas. Yeah, okay. You are feeling nice, rested, and energetic. Go ahead and do it. Yeah, it's a good thing to do. Yeah, good.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So what was the other point? The one was the football point. Don't be a football. What was the other point that we spoke about yesterday? So somebody says acceptance. So what is it about acceptance? What do you understand by acceptance? Needs and responsibility. Okay, we'll take one thing at a time. Needs and responsibility. So needs and responsibility, you know, no? Already the mathematics of happiness is already Vishesh ji has said. Okay. Accept situation and people as they are. Why do you need to accept Vaibhavi? See people and situation as they are? Why do you need to accept people and situation as they are? Anybody? Did you do the experiment of seeing when you did not accept what was your emotions? Did you do that?
Sir, we have the answer in the chat.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm here, I'm seeing the answer. To avoid the conflict, because we can't change like that, for our happiness, anger, don't see intention behind other mistakes. Okay, no, don't continue to the next point. I want to just talk about the acceptance. You know, when you accept people and situation as they are, it is bringing you peace. Forget about the other person, isn't it? Because when you don't accept all the emotions, all the turmoil you are going through, so it is a good idea to accept, isn't it? Very nice. Okay. Don't see intention behind others' mistakes. What happens when you don't see intention behind others' mistakes? What happens? Visheshji said about two sides of consciousness, isn't it? Avoid unnecessary conflict for sure, Nidhi. Yeah. Because mistakes are mistakes, just mistakes. So Visheshji spoke about two kinds of consciousness, you know, two states of consciousness that you get into when you, it can happen to anybody. We don't get angry, for sure. It happens. Lok Mudra, yeah. You know, when she, because if we point fingers, three fingers point us, very good, Bhamadevi. Many times actions are based on situation. Okay, all right. So, you know, when you say that the other, because of somebody, I am going through it. When you blame other people for what you are going through in life, then you are in a victim consciousness. What happens in a victim consciousness? You have lost all the power to change the situation. If you're going through a bad situation and you're blaming others, you have lost all the power to solve the problem, because you have already said it is because of somebody else. You know, so you get into a victim consciousness. Yeah. And when you blame yourself, when you keep blaming yourself, you get into a culprit consciousness. Do you remember what I told you at the beginning? The times when you are happy for no reason. Nikita says take responsibility for our actions. Yeah. You know, when you blame others or you blame yourself, you are not getting anywhere. When you keep blaming others, then you lose the power to change the situation. No, sorry. When you blame others for what you're going through, then you lose the power to change the situation. And when you blame yourself, your objective in life is to go towards the self, because it is only when you're connected to the self that you are happy. And when you are blaming yourself, will you go towards yourself? No, isn't it? So neither being in culprit consciousness or in victim consciousness, move ahead in life. Yeah. Yes, I would have loved to have a face-to-face interaction, but I don't see faces here. I see only blank screens. We are on a radio mode, except for a few of us. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now that we have had a good recap of whatever we did, so I will come back to the question of today's session is on stress. Okay. So tell me, what are the causes of stress? What are the causes of stress? Low energy. Okay. That we have dealt with. Responsibility, not taking responsibility, overburdened, unable to cope with the situation, poor time management, absence of peace of mind. Nikita, okay. Over expectations, okay. Okay, Miraji. More expectations, okay. What else? not able to manage yourself according to the situation, okay? Not knowing our own worth. Nikita is going to take that gift hamper, I think. Desire one for a reason of stress. Okay, negative aspects of something. Okay, feeling down. Okay, failure. Okay, overthinking. Very interesting, Dr. Manikandan. Overthinking. Okay, let me ask you one thing. If you look at a situation right now, you are sitting in front of me, or right now maybe you might be doing something. This present moment is as it is, right? But saying that I don't want it to be like this, are you going to be able to change the present moment? Are you able to see the inevitability of the present moment? This present moment is inevitable. Your worrying, your overthinking, your thinking that I'm going to do something is not going to change the situation. It's just going to bring more stress in you. So the moment you understand this knowledge that present moment is inevitable, at that very moment, you are able to take an active action. It's not a passive action then. Till then, it is a passive action. The moment you realize the present moment is inevitable, you take the next action. Suppose you are stuck in a traffic jam and then you keep honking, everybody around you keeps honking. Is it going to reach you anywhere? The moment you realize, okay, there's a traffic jam, I'm stuck badly, I need to figure out how to reschedule my appointment. Then you look at your phone, you park your car on the side or just stay there and you call and say, oh, sorry, I don't think I can be at the meeting. Can you just, if your meeting cannot be rescheduled, somebody can give me the minutes of the meeting and I'll discuss with you, isn't it? That is active action. Active action can only happen with acceptance. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, incompetence, worries. Okay, so I want you to think about a very, very, very important question just now. Okay, who are you? You're going to spend 10 minutes. This is an exercise. You're going to spend 10 minutes on it and then answer the question. The first question is, who are you? And it's not one answer. Huh? It's maybe multiples or thousands of answers. Who are you? Where are you? And what are you? Who are you? Where are you? What are you? It's 10:30 now. You have exactly 10 minutes to think about this question. Don't write on the chat box. You write on your paper because the chat box will go away. You write on your paper. First question. Who are you? Where are you? What are you? Visheshji, we can't hear the sound. Vishesh, you are sharing some sound, then it is not audible.
I haven't. I was just typing on the chat right now. I'll start.
Okay. Dr. Babita, I want you to think beyond your profession, your relationship, your roles that you play. Yeah, it looks like a very trivial, simple question, but there's a lot more to it. That's why that 10 minutes to really, really think about it. Write it down. Don't write on the chat box right now. You write it down on a piece of paper, spend that 10 minutes, and then we can discuss. So how was it thinking about this question? Who are you? Yeah, what happened? What are the answers? Okay, in the middle of a journey called life. Okay, and a mixture of 5 elements. Okay, interesting. Yeah, you can go ahead, Kohli, type the answers. And still now you thought that you were 1 or 2 things and suddenly you realize, given you 10 minutes to think who are you and there's many more answers. Very nice. Go ahead. Yeah, you can write it down. We can hear the I am human being with consciousness and feelings. Okay, all right. What else? Everybody can use the chat box to write down all their answers. Human being with roles and responsibilities. Good person. Okay. Dr. Gurjeet, very nice. Good person. A bundle of emotions. Chitraji. Okay. Okay. Okay, Rupali. Daughter, wife, teacher, mother, friend, human beings. Is it what you are, or is it the roles that you are playing in life? Assistant professor. What are you? A normal sense sitting in front of the laptop. Okay. I am a one-woman army. Okay. Lovely. I am a mischievous person. All right. We know that. Just a person who has to go through good and bad times for survival. Okay. Okay. It's a role I am playing. Yeah. Most of the things that you're saying are the roles you're playing. Yeah. Simple Indian girl, have many dreams and little regrets in life, but I'm happy for what I have, as I know I am not self-made. Gratitude to each person who has been with me in this journey of life. Okay. I'm very emotional too, get irritated with negativity, and it bothers me a lot, and I overthink. Okay. Koeli, what are you? I am a responsible wife, mother, and an employee of Chettinad. Okay. I'm a person who wants to be happy all the time, succeeding 50% of the time. Okay, let's make it 100% with Sudarshan Priya. All right. I am a spirit. Okay, Shiv Kumarji, lovely. Now I'm reading out these answers because you might think that you resonate with some of these answers as well. You might not have written down, but you resonate with these answers. I am living in the present moment, but at the same time worrying about the future. Oh, Nidhi, worrying about the future. Know that the present moment is inevitable. Worrying is not going to take you anywhere. It's going to only increase stress in your life. You take active steps, plan and work for it. If it doesn't work, it's okay. Continue. Easygoing, friendly and social person who needs people by the side to live. Dr. Kumud. All right. I'm a living organism called human being. Okay. Lomaputra. Okay. I'm a calm soul and a good human being. I'm a soul who has certain things to achieve and earn satisfaction. Okay. Sanyogita. Very nice. See the varied answers that you're getting, isn't it? Huh? But when we think about who you are, you might say, I am so-and-so, professor of so-and-so college. Okay, I'm a mother, father. That's all that you're seeing. I just want you to expand and see that you are much, much more than what you think you are. Way beyond. And even if you, actually speaking, you don't even know who you are. You don't even know what you are capable of. By limiting yourself to roles, responsibilities, small things in life, you are really, really limiting yourself. You have the possibility to do infinite things, and that the source of all things is right within you. You don't have to go anywhere. Yeah. So do not limit yourself to think that you are the roles that you play in life. You are much, much bigger. And the potential that you have is infinite. You just have to tap into the self, and there you are. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Where are you? I am in my position. Okay. I am in my position. I am in Mad and true and trusty person. Okay. What am I? I'm a gentle human being. Okay. So this question was for you to just mull over, and every day, if you just spend some time to think who you are, what you are, where you are, suddenly all that shift in the consciousness will happen. There will be a shift. You know, till now, many of us thought we were just the roles that we play. Now we are suddenly given 10 minutes to think about it. Suddenly we have so many ideas, so many things to say. Yeah, isn't it? So you are much beyond all of those things that you think you are. And I want to tell you today that you have the infinite capability to do anything at all. Do not limit yourself. You are the source of everything that is there in your mind. Yeah. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Now we'll do a small act. Do you have a bottle of water, something around you? Yeah. Do you have a bottle of water or some object around you? Everybody? Yes? Okay. It would be a good idea if your screens are on, then I could actually talk about this. Yeah. All right. So if you have a bottle of water, I want you to open the lid of the bottle. Yeah. Keep the lid aside. And I want you to do one thing. I want you to try to drink the water. No, Rupali, you are drinking water. I said try to drink the water. Nikita, you are not trying. Anandi, are you drinking the water or you're not drinking the water? So what are you doing? Are you drinking or you're not drinking? Nidhi, try to drink the water. You are drank the water already, see? Meera is trying to drink the water or not trying? Are you trying to drink the water? Look at yourself. How is that trying with that bottle, trying to drink the water looking like? Yeah? So what do you understand by this? Kohli, you are drinking water. No. So then you are not drinking water. Try to drink the water. Kohli, try to drink the water. Try to drink the water. You are drinking. Try to drink the water. You are already drinking water. Do you get the point? Do you get the point? We often say that I will try to come for the evening event. I will try to make it to your party. I'll try to come to office. I'll try to do this. Is there anything called trying? Anandi was holding that bottle. Trying means what? This bottle became like this. That's all. There is nothing called trying. You either do it or you don't do it. The moment you say, I will try to come, you already know in your mind, maybe you're not going to be able to make it. That is why you're saying trying. Isn't it? It's a better way to say I won't come. There is nothing called trying. And every time what happened is any difficult situation is there, you use this avoidance answer like I'll try. Or what do? You want to avoid that situation completely. Any situation that you're not comfortable, what do you want to do? You want to avoid that situation, isn't it? Yes or no? I want to see it in the chat box. How many of you say yes and how many of you say no? Yes, 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 yes. You always want to avoid uncomfortable situation, isn't it? Okay. Now I want you all to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. And now we will do the humming sound for a few seconds, the Brahmari Pranayama. and then I'll ask you to do something. Yeah. So what is the humming sound? Make the exhalation as long as possible. Yeah. Got it? Okay, let's do it. And I'll tell you the advantage of this Brahmari as well. Let's close our eyes. Relax with your eyes closed. Gently open your eyes. So how is the state of your mind? Yeah. Dr. Kumut, are you having a headache? Calm, stable, forget my specs. Okay. All right, all right. Okay, all right. See, that's all it takes. Making one humming sound, and that sound vibrations create so much. We were talking so much, talking, thinking, discussing, and suddenly just a few breaths of Brahmari, and then you are in that stable state of mind. That's all it takes. And you know, Brahmari pranayam is extremely useful in these times. In a day, you want to do a couple of times, 3 times, do it, because what does the Brahmari pranayam do is increases the nitric oxide in the lungs. You know, and many people have a problem with less nitric oxide. They actually take infusions of nitric oxide. They spray a spray of nitric oxide. You know, that improves the function of the lungs, and then it puts less pressure on the heart. You see, you know, you've heard, right? A lot of people with COVID had heart complications later on. So when your NO is better in the body, it puts a lot less pressure on the heart. Yeah? So doing this Brahmari Pranayam increases the Brahmari Pranayam. So Brahmari Pranayam is done in several ways. You can just do the sound also. You can sit in a mudra also. Okay, you can sit in Chin Mudra also. You can do with your flapping your lids of a ear also. You can do the Shanmukhi Mudra also. Many ways are there, but I'm saying it, keep it simple. Just the sound vibration creates such a huge difference. You know, it increases the NO in the paranasal cavity and the lungs by almost 14 times. That much it does. There is enough research you will find on that. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. You want to take a break before we move to the next session? 5 minutes break? 5? Okay. 5 minute break. It's 10:57. We will come at a bit before 11:05. We'll start the next session. Yeah. Welcome back. Okay. So we will take a quick 5-minute questions on whatever we want to speak. If you have any questions for the sessions thus far, and then move on. Just a 5 minutes, not too much. If there is anything on your mind that you want to ask. Any questions at all? Anybody? If there are no questions, we can move on. How can you get rid of the past? How can you keep away from negativity? Mala, Shelly, if that is bitter. Okay. So keep away from negativity. Okay. How can you get rid of the past? Okay. I want all of you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold the breath. Are you still holding on? Shelly, are you still holding on? Okay. Still holding. Okay. Done. Everybody's breath is gone. How long can you hold on? You have to let go. There is no other choice. Do you see that? Even the worst situations that you have faced in life in the past, many of them, if you think about it, do they give the same amount of pain to you as it gave when you were going through it? Does it give the same amount of pain? Okay. Think of all the situations in life. Don't hold on to one situation. Many, many situations. It's still giving you the same pain. I mean, as children, you thought that you had a toy and that toy broke and you thought the world is fallen apart. Or you had a relationship that broke. Or you had a teacher who treated you harshly, or your parents or anybody. Does those events give you the same pain today as it was when it actually happened? No, it is not. You may think so, but it is not. With time, it just fades away. You, by churning and chewing and mulling over it again and again and again and again and again, you are giving feed to it. Wake up and walk, move on. Don't try to solve every problem. Problems are getting solved by themselves. Isn't it? Many of the things you think you are solving the problem. Is it so? If you actually think about it, many of the things are getting solved by itself. If you're more in the present moment, more in the time, as time goes, it will fade away. What could be the unpleasant event about it? What could be the unpleasant event in your life? It could be some relationship that has gone bad or gone sour. It could be somebody who has treated you badly. It could be a death of a near person. Isn't it? What else? It could be some financial loss. It could be somebody humiliating you, somebody implicating you. All these only, no? Okay, I want you to do one more exercise. I want you to spend, because Shelly is still asking that question and the question remains with her, I want you to do one exercise. Yeah. First question is, when did you come to this planet? Another interesting question to mull over. I'm here to just facilitate what you are going. I mean, facilitate the process. I'm not going to here to give you any answers straight away. Just want to trigger that in you, and you will give the answers. Yeah. When did you come to this planet? First question. Second question, how long do you propose to stay? Third question, while you are here, what do you want to do? Spend another 10 minutes answering these three questions. Very, very important questions. When did you come to this planet? How long do you propose to stay? And while you are here, what do you want to do? I don't want the answers on the chat boxes yet. It is 11:11. At 11:21, I will ask you the answers. Okay. When did you come to this planet? I'm putting it in the chat box. When did you come to this planet? How long do you propose to stay? While you are here, what do you want to do? Think about it. It may look simple question, but think about it. Spend that time. It's very important. Like the last question, who are you, gave you many more insights. This question is also going to give you much, much deeper insights. Okay. Done with the 10 minutes now. Let us hear what are you saying. When did you come to this planet? I came first in this world when 2 cells of my parents started divided 9 months ago, and my birth date. Okay, that's one question. While you were here, I came to this planet some 30 years ago, 60 years ago. Okay. What else? Can we all come back? At least the few people whom I can see on the screen. I don't want to work on the radio mode. How long do you propose? Still my responsibility got over. Okay. What do you want to do? What help others? Okay. How long do you want to live? The purpose of Almighty God won't fulfill. Okay. So anybody wants to share this answer? I would like to unmute you and speak, because this is reading out may not be a good idea. If you could just answer this question. When did you come to this planet? How long do you propose to stay? Dr. Kumud, 40 years back, is that all? "29 years ago." Everybody is saying date of birth. Is there any other answer other than the date of birth? Okay, 37 years back, 29 years back, 40 years back, 60 years back. It's all date of birth, right? Is there anybody has a different answer? When the Supreme has created me, okay? I got bored of being in radio mode. Let me just keep my screen on. Yeah. For the respect of the few people who have kept their screen on. Yeah. Okay. When my parents planned for me, okay, Vishnu went one step ahead, okay? You planned when you gained your consciousness, okay? So every time you are unconscious, do you go out of this world? Just want you to think about it. It's not about putting down anybody's answer. We just want to think about it. When you understood what life is, so you were born until about 7, 8 years, you did not understand what you were, what life is, isn't it? Okay, maybe. I like this maybe, Koiliji. That maybe is a good space to be in. Neither here nor there. It is okay. That lets you thinking. Very nice. Okay. What else can I have? These are all nice intellectual 110 people. You should have some more interesting answers. Oh, Pavan says, maybe I was always there. I changed form. Okay, go back to Newton's law, right? Matter cannot be created or destroyed, isn't it? Interesting, interesting. Is it a concept or is it your belief? Is it a concept? Is it a thought, or you started to feel that way? Pavan? Okay, it's my thought. Okay. So some bit of science, some bit of understanding, and you decided to arrive at this thought. Okay. I'll ask you one more question. Have you walked into some new place that you have never gone in this lifetime and you felt that, oh, this looks familiar? A place, a house, a field, somewhere. Did you feel any familiarity in a place that you have not gone sometimes? Yes, Shelly, yes. Yes. So many people are saying yes. Okay, but you have not gone to this place in your lifetime. You know for a fact you have not gone. Where did the familiarity come from? Some things to think about, isn't it? You've not gone to this place at all. But when you walk into that place, suddenly a deja vu moment. Oh, I have been here before, or something connects, isn't it? Yeah. I just want you to think. I'm not going to give you an answer either this way or that way. I just want you to expand your thought process. That's all. Yeah. When did you come to this planet? Now everybody has got different answers rather than, yeah, in your dreams as well. Pavan says, I felt like this happened before. Yeah, same. Yeah. So just So I give you with two questions. One is says matter cannot be created or destroyed. One thought process. Okay. Second is you have come to a place and you feel familiarity to a place that you have never been. I'll just leave you with these two thoughts. Yeah. It might just give you an answer to a little more answer to the first question. When did you come to this planet? Yeah. So how long do you propose to stay? Can I have the answer? How long do you propose to stay? आ तो गए, अभी क्या? कब तक रहने का विचार है? कब तक इस धरती के ऊपर आप रहने का प्रोग्राम? No idea. Okay. When your body is tired, okay. As long as you're healthy, okay, Dr. Kumar, yeah. As long as you're progressing my life to fulfill full responsibilities. Have you heard man proposes, God disposes? Huh? But still you have an idea, right? You have some plans to do in this planet, some things in your idea, some responsibility, something that you want to do. How long do you propose to stay? Up to when I fulfill my life purpose. Nikita, what is the purpose of your life? Oh, my children grow up. Yeah, when your children are grown up and everything is good, also you would not want to leave the body. It's nice to think that, okay, I'm ready to go. But most people, everything, I mean, there is nothing to do. We'll do a process tomorrow, which will look at it further. Forever, if possible, yeah. Or maybe you are already forever here. You never know. Yeah. Jamir, I think you already here. Okay, purpose of worship is to thank the Creator. Of course, Azhar. Purpose is to worship and thank the Creator. Absolutely. We are attached to little things and difficult to let go. The problem is let go. Band mutti rakhoge, so what can anybody fill into that? Only if you let go is your hands going to be open to take more. Isn't it? When we have a fight with people, when we have ego, jealousy, greed, at that time we think we are going to be here for forever. We will behave badly with people. We think that we are going to be here forever. Isn't it? You know, all the problem in life is because that return, everybody came here with a return ticket, right? But that return ticket is already stamped on this day, this time, this moment, you are gone. Only that return ticket date is not visible to us. If that return ticket date was visible, then life would have been very, very different. Let me tell you, the state of mind that you are, there are some people you don't like, some people you hate, some people you are jealous of, there is greed, that is desire, that is responsibility. If you were to check that return ticket and the date says 1st September 2021, you are gone. What will you do different in the next 10 days? Or would you do something different in the next 10 days or the next 15 days? Almost certainly every one of you will, right? Isn't it? Then why can't you just live thinking that this is the moment? Any moment I can get a call and I would be gone. Even this body that is very dear to you, that is just going to, I am just going to leave this and go one day. All the problems are because that return ticket date is not visible. You know, there is an interesting, very, very interesting story. Would you like to hear that? Huh? So there is a small little chirpy little bird. This is a story somewhere in south of India, Kanyakumari. There's a chirpy little bird sitting, and he's just merrily sitting on the branch. Okay, like in Hindus, they say, Yamdut. Yamdut is the god of death. Okay. He's just walking down that path, and then he looks at the bird. The moment the Yamdut looks at the bird is scared to death. Oh my God, maybe he's pointed towards me. He has a plan to take me. So he doesn't know what to do now. And Yamdut looks at him again and he laughs. Now this bird is even more scared. So he just wants to run away from there. So what does he do? He says, now I have to get going to as far as this Yamdut cannot reach me. So he sat, because he's a small bird, he can fly a little space only. So he gets behind a big, huge bird and says, take me across the country, take me to the mountains up there. So this was maybe a Wednesday morning. And that bird is really flying fast. So he gets on the bird, and by evening they are up in the mountains in the Himalayas. Oh, really flying fast bird. Oh, this bird thinks, oh my God, Yamdut is somewhere in Kanyakumari. I have reached Himalayas, relaxed. He's just chilling there and relaxing, taking a sigh of relief that he has evaded death. Yamdut appears there in front of him and says, time up, let's go. And this fellow is saying, but I was. So he said, then you looked at me in the morning and laughed. Why did you do that? He said, I'm wondering, I'm looking at my book of records and says, this guy has to die in the Himalayas today evening. There is no way this guy is going to reach the Himalayas. And Yamdut is also shocked at God's description of death. And he's saying, hey, God must be a fool. He's done something wrong here. And that is why I was laughing. No? So all our troubles in life are because we don't know the return ticket. Take time when you're not known. If that date time when you were known, then you would be so different in life. Everything you act, do things, everything would be so very different. Yeah? But live life as though there is no tomorrow. There is no regret. If I get the call, I can just smile and go. Leave this body like I take off a shirt or a dress in the evening and ready to wear another one. Yeah? Very nice. So the third question is even more important. While you are here, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? There seems to be a power failure here. Okay. While you're here, what do you want to do? Yeah, can I have the answers? To realize my true self. Very nice, Vaibhavi. Very nice. What else? To help others as much as possible. Yeah. What else? Can I get a few more answers? If you're not seen on the screen, it's okay. At least you can tell me you are there. To heal and grow myself. Okay. Okay. What else? Apart from fulfilling my duties, I want to travel, make the people around me feel happy. Okay. I want to make my parents proud. I'm here to serve people. Okay. Very nice, Seema. Realize the true potential and purpose of life. Okay. Try to become a bit better person. Do something good for people around you. See, everyone deep inside them want to do something good. You know, that is what gives them all the joy. A child, a small child, wants to keep grabbing. Okay, this toy is mine, this toy is mine, this chocolate, this. So it wants to grab. That is the child, happiness of a child. But what is the happiness of a grandmother? Give, right? The joy is in giving. And every human being deep inside them, they just want to be giving. Yeah. There is an immense joy in giving. So look at what kind of joy you want. You want the joy of an infant child, or you want to have the joy of a grandmother? There is so much more joy in giving. And the moment you come into a space of giving, then all your problems seem very insignificant. Like Shelley was saying before, I can't get over my past, something that has happened in the past. Wake up every day in the morning and look at another person or look at anybody around and say, what can I do for you? The moment you start doing that, everything else will change. What can I do for you? Otherwise, what for me? What is it for me? What is in it for me? What is in it for me? All the time it is that going on. My problem, my pain, my anger, my anxiety. The moment you start thinking, start moving around with that confidence and with that feeling that how can I be useful for people around me? That very moment, your problems will become so insignificant that it will not bother you anymore. Just try doing it for some time and you will see the difference. Yeah? Good idea? Joy is always in giving. And joy increases by giving. इसलिए जब हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना जोत से जोत जलाओ. If you have learned something good, bring that light into somebody else's life. If you know something that can help somebody, give that joy to others. Isn't it? Not for your own benefit. See, you watch a movie, you like a good movie, what do? You go out and tell your friends, your neighbors, your other people that you go and watch the movie. Did the director or the producer give you anything to tell them that? Right? They did not give you, right? No, you experience something good and you want to share. If you experience a Sudarshan Kriya that is beautiful, you can tell others, oh, do the Sudarshan Kriya, do pranayam, do meditation. But learn it under a trained person, so that will help you in life. Yeah? So the joy increases by sharing. And the moment you start going from the space of I want to do something for the world, that very moment, all your problems will start dropping away. You will see a difference happening almost instantaneously in days, weeks, and months. Yeah? Very nice. So do we have any questions? Otherwise, I want to show you a short video and then Visheshji will guide you through the Sudarshan Kriya process. Yesterday, we did the Sudarshan Kriya, right? It's like an operation which is just cut open. Now you need to stitch the wound. The second part of that is today. Yeah? But I want you to, I want to show you a short video on the importance of breath and how it is so very essential in life other than anything else, how important the breath is. Yeah? And then we'll move on to the Sudarshan Kriya. Do you have any questions? If you have no questions, then we can see a short video. Okay, then we can see this video. Introduction to breath. Is the audio clear?
Yes, sir.
The first act of life, you know, what is it? We inhale. And the last act of life is exhale, and that is it. We inhale and then we started crying. When we exhale, we make others cry. Between these two, the whole life, what we call, we have to take a closer look at our own life. See, we have ignored our breath. We attend to our feelings. No doubt we will say, oh, I feel like this. Or we attend to our thoughts or concepts, right? We attend to our memory or weight, losing weight or gaining weight. We try to do that. We attend to our body, we attend to our mind, but something that is connecting these two in between, we have completely ignored it. That's our breath. A breath plays a very important role in managing our mind, and so our body too. See what I'm saying? There is some rhythm in the breath. And this rhythm is connected to the rhythm in the world, the rhythm in the nature, the rhythm in the body, the rhythm of your thoughts and rhythm of your emotions. Don't think just the people in the hospitals are sick. Anyone who is not happy is sick. Anyone who is not calm and stable is sick. Anyone who does not know how to handle one's own mind or thoughts or storms of emotion is in some way sick. See that? So breath plays a very important role. Mind is very abstract, means you cannot directly deal with the mind. The only thing you can do is you can speak about whatever your feelings are, and you may feel a little relief for a while, and then, but again it starts with the same pattern, same habits. But if you attend your breath, then the root cause of this problem, or any problem that the mind is facing, is eliminated. It works on the very cause level. Every emotion has a definite sensation on the body. Have you observed this? Particular emotion triggers a particular sensation, is associated actually, but what is happening is we are carried away by the thought or with the feeling, and we do not observe the sensation. When we observe the sensation, what happens? The same thought or feeling gets transformed into sensation in the body. And sensation, they change, they disappear, vanish. So when you find that, okay, some thoughts are lingering in the mind, we don't try to fight with it or try to resist it. Just watching it, observing it, being with it, and you will see that they vanish, change, get released. Then come back to the breath again and again. See, that moment you are observing the breath, you are fully with the breath, but slowly mind gets drifted onto a thought, right? And you are on a thought for a while. Unless and until you realize, oh, I am on a thought, suddenly you get this realization, right? Oh, I have been thinking something else. So like that, it would be good to do some pranayam, some breathing exercises, breathing techniques, kriya. And you'll see very short time it makes that shift inside you that, oh, feel very happy. See now what's happening. Now I spoke few words. Are you aware what is happening in the mind? You are saying either yes, 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 or you are saying no, no, no. You see that? It doesn't matter what I say, but what is important is what you say to yourself. What is that your mind is telling you right now? Saying yes or saying no? What's saying? Yes or no? This is awareness, no? That's awareness in the mind. Being aware of your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own patterns that's happening inside you. This rhythm. And you know, when you become very calm within you, you'll start emitting such vibrations all around you. And then healings will automatically happen. People will feel better. Have you observed this? You walk into some place and suddenly for no reason you feel unpleasant or unhappy or get angry or... Have you observed? Have you all observed? Suppose in a room some people have been fighting for some time and you just walk into the room, you know, for no reason you feel very uptight.
Yeah, the last question brings back to where we started the day off. When you walk into a room, suddenly you feel some unpleasantness sometimes, isn't it? Where does it come from? If people have been fighting, the energy of the room is not nice, you catch on to it. Why does it happen? So it comes back to the question of who are you? You are much beyond this physical presence. You are energy. And the energy attracts the energy around. So if you are a calm human being, then that calmness radiates to people around you. When you are agitated and go to some place and try to interact with people, you feel they are also agitated. But if you are settled and calm, then that radiates to other people. Yeah? And when you do these practices, the Sudarshan Kriya, the Pranayam, the meditations, I'm not saying that you will not have troubles in life. You will not go through difficult situations. No, I'm not saying that. Have you seen when you throw a stone into a water, where do you see the ripples? there are going to be ripples, right? And the ripples are going to be on the surface of water. Like that. And deep inside the water is still and calm. Like that, when you do the practices, do the meditation, do the pranayams, do the Sudarshan Kriya, you will be able to have that peace. Very nice. Lovely. Any questions? Any questions? Then we'll take a short break and then come for a session for the pranayam and the Sudarshan Kriya. Any questions? Anybody? Nikita, you want to ask something? How to connect and disconnect yourself moment-wise. The only tool that you have is the breath. Just pay the attention on the breath and you can do it. Why we'll feel irritation in some place? Because the energy of that place could be something like that. Have you ever walked into a hospital or police station and felt peace? No. But if you have ever walked into a shopping complex, are you much more happier? Have you walked into a mall and felt much more happier? Yeah. So in a mall, everybody is out there shopping, want to do something, are happy, they are happier. So that same energy vibrates. But when you walk into a hospital or a police station, however good state of mind, you suddenly feel something tightening inside you, something stifling you, something stiffening inside you. You know? Yeah. That is what it is. Because you are energy and the energy attracts. What is sleep condition when we are not aware of breathing process, and what's the role of the third eye? I don't know what the third eye is. I only know of two eyes. Yeah, and I know the big eye as well, the ego, a little bit of it. But the third eye, yeah, there must be something. It talks about becoming more and more aware. I'm sure once we all reach a state of awareness, we will have that understanding, the intuition, the understanding. Yeah? There is definitely something in it, but I don't know. Yeah, if you are positive, you can radiate that same positivity to other people, for sure. Your positivity will radiate. Yeah.
Sir, I want to ask one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. What happens in life? We are into many relationships, especially for the women before marriage and after marriage, it happens. But at times in family, some situation comes, both the relations are very important for you. But sometimes you have to choose someone, okay, in that situation. So for being a girl, for me, it is just like, I just want to run away from that situation, but I can't. So how to handle that kind of a situation where you want to survive both the relationships?
You know, that is why it says choicelessness is freedom. Sometimes you feel that having too much choices is more difficult, isn't it? Yeah. So you have to weigh the pros and cons. Sometimes you will be in a position where you will have to make a choice. At that time, you cannot say that I will just procrastinate and not make a choice. You will have to make a choice. The choice may be right or wrong, good or bad, we do not know. On that day, when you are making a choice, your intellect, your state of mind, your past memory and experiences will decide your choice. And then don't regret it. Doesn't matter. Yeah? There are times in life when you will have to make a choice. And when you make a choice, don't doubt it. Yeah?
Okay, thank you.
That.
Okay.
Okay, no more questions? All right, how to protect energy from outside unpleasant energy? So you have to make yourself strong. You know, the atom has positively charged particles and negatively charged particles, isn't it? All the negativity is only on the surface, and that you can just breathe it out. Soham, Bhastrika, breathe it out. Soham and so what are the answers? Soham, breathe out, and so what? This is unpleasant, so what? Yeah, it's not comfortable for me. So what? Soham and so what will help. Yeah. Okay. We can take a quick break for 5 minutes because we're going to do for the pranayam and the Sudarshan Kriya. Just give you a 5-minute break and then how to stay poised. Reshmi, just keep your question for another time. We will answer that later in the next session or the session afterwards. Yeah? Right now we will take a break because everybody will start getting hungry and then Sudarshan Kriya in between. So, oh my God, that food smell is coming from somewhere. So let's focus on that. Yeah. It's not so yum. It is so hum. I am that. Yeah. SO space HAM.
Are we back, all of us? Good. Chetra, where is this college of yours? And what is the full form of it? If you can just type it. So if you're back, then let's switch on our videos and we'll do the pranayams. Yes, you can sit on a chair as long as your back is straight. Let's switch on our videos. Mama, Koili ji, Chetra. So while resting also, so I'll tell you what we'll do. See the pranayam, the first stage, second stage, third stage, Bhastrika, Om, and the one that we did yesterday, Soham, and the resting period. That collectively is the Sudarshan Kriya. So first day we just make you do pranayam so that you get a knack of it. Second day Bhastrika and the thing in Gurudev's voice. And today we'll do it together. So what we'll do, first stage of pranayam we'll do some rounds, second stage we'll do some rounds, third stage we'll do some rounds, Bhastrika we'll do some rounds. And after that, 3 times we'll chant Om, Amin or Amen, whatever you feel like. And then with every so you breathe in, with every hum you breathe out. Understood? Simple? Any doubts regarding this? You just need to breathe in normal breaths. Normal breath, breathe in, normal breath out. Yeah? Seems good? So today, if yesterday for some reason you were not able to be with the process 100%, today is the right thing to do to be 100% with the process. Take responsibility of your mind and your actions. Understood? Yeah? Done? Any questions regarding this? No? Please type out a question if you have one. So, while you are resting, there will be a little bit of time in which there's a lot of silence. So don't worry. We'll move through that also. It's okay. It's the same thing that you're doing. Yeah. So till the time I ask you to open your eyes, do not open your eyes. You only spoil your experience. Your eyes are closed and suddenly you're looking like this. No point. The mind is already outwards. We're going inwards. Yeah? Good? All right, so let's close our eyes. If you can sit in Vajrasana, sit in Vajrasana. If you can sit in Sukhasana, Sukhasana. If you can sit on the chair, Chairasana. Whatever it is, just keep your back straight and keep our eyes closed. Back straight, eyes closed.
Let's get in Vajrasana and get ready for the first stage of pranayama. Hands on your hip bone, fingers pointing towards the navel, palms of your hand parallel to the ground, elbows and shoulders in one line. Take a normal breath in and breathe out. Take a smiling breath in and breathe out. In Ujjayi, breathe in 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2. Breathe in 2,